some of you the whole weekend with us, at least the 2 classes with us, or welcome to the new folks also. It's a lot of material. What was the second class focused on? Good. Options for Volcadas. We used the basic one from last class, and what did we initiate? What's the first thing we were thinking about once we had the follower hook in front? No, before the windshield wiper. Yeah, so again, rehashing the idea of caramel, which has come up several times this weekend. That's okay. How do you get her in the caramel position? Down. And where do you step? Around her, yeah, maybe a little bit deeper to get her to cross a little deeper because she's following your forward step. And you can press a little bit through the embrace. Once you have her in the caramel position, can you let go of the embrace? Yeah, you can release the energy of the embrace. You don't have to keep holding her. Release the tension, and then what? How do you know when she's going to do ready to do another one?
When she tells you.
When she tells you is one option, Todd. What's the other option? Yeah, through experience, you kind of feel this building up in her body again, and you know that next step is going to bring her around into another one.
So followers, when our leaders have settled us out in the cross, and they settled us in the middle of our 2 feet, what few things are we thinking about here?
All 5
Yeah. What else?
We're at the middle of our foot.
Yeah, so that when we are pivoting on 2 feet, we're really pivoting in the middle of both of our feet versus going on the outside or the inside. Yeah, and for me, actually, it's not just my foot, it's the alignment, where my knee is sitting on top of each of my foot. And I'm trying to stay right there in the middle versus tilted in different ways.
If this is feeling good, you've done the basic one for last class, you've done the caramel position, and you've unwound her and done another one, what's the next option you can try?
Windshield wiper.
Windshield wiper, I call it that for some weird reason. I just got into the sound effect of going squeak, squeak, you know, kind of like, even though it's what letter of the alphabet here? U, more of a U, yeah, versus a sharp V. More of a U. And is the U kind of going off in this direction? Yeah, it's really moving forward towards whose axis? Really towards hers, because if you go wider, where does she cross? Wider. That's a very important relationship. She kind of follows where your body's going. So you stay close to her, so she makes a tight cross as a standard. And back foot might what? Travel just a little bit. Okay. So if your rudder, anchor, whatever. Okay.
Then the 2 wraps.
Yeah. Okay. So you can do the wrap where and where. First place. Or during, yeah. During the Volcada. And what do you think about leaders? If you're not going to lead a wrap, what's your right foot doing? What letter of the alphabet is it doing? J. And is it trying to touch her thigh?
No.
Correct. If you want a wrap, what's your right foot going to do?
Captain Morgan.
Yeah, Captain Morgan, one way or the other, probably in like this, lifting the heel. It can even lift in the air if she's tall, and you're trying to find what? Yeah, thighs to thighs. You're always trying to find her thigh. Followers.
You already said it. It's okay, go.
I'm on a roll. Sorry. Followers, when you feel the leader's thigh, what do? Freak out? If all of a sudden you're falling and you're doing a Volcada and there's a leg right there, what do? You can kind of wrap around it gently, you know, if you feel comfortable, safe. And you can kind of follow the leg at that point, kind of stay with it. If leaders want to do a higher wrap, what position do we need to have here?
You really have to pee.
You have to pee instead of like this, because then you hit them in the pelvis and it's not nice.
Followers, when we are doing the Volcada or when we are doing the wrap, what articulation are we doing with our foot? Ballet. Yeah, so especially just try not to forget that even though you're doing the wrap, you still want to point your foot. Try not to go in with a flex foot.
Can you show the sassy just for the sake of comparison?
So sassy basically is, I'm not wearing my heels, but if I'm wearing my high heel, the tip of my heel is touching the floor instead of the tip of my toes. Yeah, I mean, the reason why I hesitated talking about the sassy is because a lot of times it makes the pelvic level uneven when we start to drop our ankle or our heel. So just keep in mind that even though you're flexing your free foot, you want to keep the pelvic level in the same line. And it's harder on the standing leg to maintain that. That's why I hesitated.
Should I just do a basic one?
Okay.
Here's the basic Volcada with the sassy, maybe windshield wiper. Great. There's also the traveling wrap, even though we weren't trying to teach it. Some of you were asking questions about it. We did it in the previous demo, so you can ask someone for that. If you missed the foundation class, maybe ask someone for the video from the last class or talk to them.
Yep.
We're going to do a shorter demo right now with some of this material to one of Christina's favorite
Rock step?
semi-traditional songs. And she always asks me to do it, and I always say no, but I'll do it now. And the funny thing is there's a lot of energy in this song, but we're going to do a lot of volcadas. So notice how the normal standard idea of thinking volcadas are slow and sensuous and beautiful, which they are. We're now going to try to incorporate into a more rhythmic, high-energy song and do a mix of melodic and rhythmic. What's the definition, our definition of a rhythmic volcada?
2 beats. Strong beat.
It starts on one beat and finishes, on the next strong beat. Versus the melodic one, we're doing what?
Yeah.
Suspending for a beat or two. Even just one beat extra is a huge amount of time.
Do you want to do the rock step volcata quickly? Review that one?
Sorry, we didn't really explain that, did we? For the rock step volcada, we're doing what crosses behind leaders? Right. And then where's the left going to go? Mostly around her. If it goes slightly away from her, the more it's slightly away, it starts to become a volcada. So after here, instead of collecting normally like this parada ocho thingy, or even the ocho cortada, if it goes slightly away from her axis, that's the amount she's going to start to fall into me in a controlled way.
Cool.
Okay?
Thanks.
Ready?
Which one is this one?